We're asking the real questions today, everybody. Who has the best hair in Fire Emblem Engage? You know, there's plenty of tier lists out there discussing character viability, what people's favorite characters are. Today, I just want to discuss their hair. Mainly because I haven't seen all the supports and I haven't got to use them all in gameplay, so I feel like I wouldn't be able to judge on that too well just yet. But for now, we're just going to be talking about their hair because, yeah. And these are the characters we'll be sorting. We unfortunately do not have the DLC, so Nell and Nil I'll have to just put in editing. But yeah, a few disclaimers. First off, we can talk about spoilers. That's free game. Spoilers for both the full game of Engage and the DLC are free to be discussed if I feel like it, so click off the video if you don't want to be spoiled. Secondly, we're not going to be looking at any alternate costumes like Somniel outfits or other classes. We're just going to be looking at the characters' hairstyles in their base classes, so as to not make things more complicated. And finally, this may seem a bit weird, but I'm going to count accessories as well. So if there's like a hat, or jewelry, or like a bow, I'm going to count that as part of the hairstyle, so that will count towards the ranking as well. So, I guess we have our 5 tiers here. Don't even ask me why these are literally tiered like this, but I think we'll start off with Alear, and honestly, you know, at first, I think I would have put him here when we first saw like the leaks back then. You know, we were calling them freaking Toothpaste Girl and Pepsi Man. So, I think in the past I would have put him here. But honestly, I grew to like it. Thematically, it works well into the plot. So I'm actually going to put it into just regular cool hair. And I think I'm going to do it with the same for female Alear as well. I've seen my sister play the game a little bit. I think female Alear's hair is too long. It looks kind of awkward, like on her model. But for the most part, I think it's fine. I like how their hair and eye colors are like swapped on opposite sides. That's something that's pretty cool. Except I think in the cutscene, when Alear turns into an emblem, it works better for male Alear because you can actually see his hair transform into like the full blue, whereas you can't really see it in female Alear's until it does like the full face shot. I don't know. I think female Alear's hair is just a little better than females though. Next up, we got Vander, the instant bench for most people. Well, I mean, not instant bench, but you know, he's a Jagan, so I think I'm actually gonna put him in epic hair because his hair is cool. He's like an older guy, and his beard, you know, his beard and mustache, I guess that kind of counts as hair. It's on his face, it's on his head. I guess we'll be counting stuff like that as well. But I think it just works well, you know, it's trimmed well. He has a very gentleman-like exterior with his hair, so he'll be put into epic hair. Clanne, he's fluffy. I really like fluffy hair. Fluffy hair is like a super bonus, so I think this is going to definitely go into epic hair for me. Probably a little bit above Vander. I love the little braid that he has, but I just love how fluffy his hair is, dude. Fluffy hair, like, is so... it's honestly, it's like bonus points for me. It really is. Next is Framme, and honestly, I wish that was my hair. Partially because of her hat. Her hat does give her insane bonus points because I love hats. I think her hat is so adorable. If I could steal that hat and get away with it, I 100% would. And I like her little braid. I just think that her hair is really cool, so she's definitely going into top tier hair. Next up, we got my boy Alfred. Amazing character, but his hair, you know, I think it just goes into cool. I love his little flower crown. Oh, you know what? His flower crown. The flower crown does give him bonus points. If we're just talking about his hair alone, it's fine. Like, it's cool. But I think he'll be above Alear, but he'll probably be at the top of cool hair. Not quite into epic hair, but the flower crown almost makes him there. Maybe at the bottom of epic hair. We'll see later. Next up, we got Boucheron, my boy. Instant bench. Bencheron, my man. Freaking leader of the Bouche Nation. Anyway, where are we going to put all Bouche? You know what? I think his hair is just too short to really, you know, write home about. It's fine, but I think I'm just going to put it in mid. You know, it looks good. It doesn't look bad or anything, but like there's nothing special going on with it, right? It's just some nice hair. Next up, we've got Etie, and I personally think she's at the bottom. I think it's kind of boring. You know, I like her bow, but I just don't think it really speaks anything to me. Again, these are all just my opinions. You can disagree 100%, but I don't know. Like, it's a good design, but I just don't think it really works, you know? It's like pretty simple with the bow, but I don't know. I just think it's kind of mid. Now, Celine. When I first saw Celine, I actually hated her design. I won't lie. I actually really hated it, but it grew on me, and I really liked like the crown and like the flowers in it. but I think she'll probably go at the bottom of cool hair. You know, it's kind of cool. It's like just a little too big, and it's like just too poofy. I guess her dress is just too poofy as well, but we're not rating their outfits, just their hair. So yeah, I like the accessories, I like the crown, but I think there's just too much going on, you know? Maybe like a little less thickness and like length, but I think it's all right. I think it's pretty cool. Now we got Louis. Very scruffy boy. Literally just fluffy hair, dude. It doesn't look as fluffy as Clanne's. I think the fluffiness is definitely below Clanne's, but it's still really good. But I really like just the scruffiness of it, so I think it's gonna have to go into epic hair. Below Vander, probably at the bottom of epic hair. Yeah, we'll put it there for now. Chloe. Now, Chloe is interesting because her hair is cool at the top, but I think it kind of has like that female Alear Celine syndrome where it just like looks weird the further down it goes. And that's just like on the model, I think. That's part of the model's fault. But I really love like the little middle tuft of hair that she has in like the middle of her face. I actually like that because it like moves around in her supports and wiggles a lot. So I actually like that. I'll probably put her... I don't think she deserves epic hair, but I think I'll put her in cool hair right below Alfred. Now we're moving on to Brodia. We got Diamant up next. Diamant. I love Diamant as a character. He's awesome. He was my favorite design before the game came out. But when I just saw the designs, he was actually my favorite design. And part of that is due to his outfit, you know, like his face, just in general. His hair, you know, I gotta say, it's just kind of standard. It's good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's good. It kind of has like that Boucheron syndrome where it just is good. But there's nothing really going on with it, right? I think there's a little bit more. I like that it's a darker color than Boucheron, so that gives it like a little more character, especially with like Brodia being themed around like the colors of red and whatnot. So I think I'll put it at the bottom of cool hair, but I think that's where I'll have to leave it, yeah. Amber. You know, Amber's a little bit weird. His hair kind of looks like there's like a claw sticking out of it if you look carefully. It's just weird. It just looks a little weird. It's like very anime-esque. I know these are all anime hairstyles, but like it feels very wonky, like an alpaca's been licking his hair. So, oh gosh, where do I put him? I don't think it's bad. It's just mid. It's just mid. We haven't seen any bad hairstyles yet, in my opinion at least. Next is Jade, and Jade is pretty simple. It's a little hard to see with the night mask on her, but I like the little ponytail, and I like just the simple style of hair. It's nothing too crazy, but it's nothing like to write home about either, so she'll probably just go into cool hair. Probably, yeah, it's just not enough to see, I guess. Like, I like night outfits, but night outfits also like block a lot of the characters. I think Nephany does it way better with the helmet, whereas Jade just kind of looks a little boring compared to hers. I know we're talking about freaking Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn with Nephany, but whatever. It's a comparison, so whatever. Alcryst. Alcryst is cool. I like that his hair adds to his personality because it's like a dark blue to add to his gloomy personality, and then how he has like a little clip to help it move out of his eyes, so it's like, oh, he's a bit of a sad boy there. His hair doesn't look that fluffy though. I think it's just the model, but I feel like it could look a lot fluffier. And Alcryst is definitely, in my opinion, like my favorite character in the entire game. However, for his hair, I think it's just gonna go, I don't think I can put it in epic, because I do like it a lot. I love the color, and I love the freaking clip. But I don't think, I think I'll put it here. I think that's a safe space to put it. Next up is Lapis. I actually like Lapis's hair. It's pretty simple, but it's pretty sweet. There's like a little headband, a little bow, and like a little, and like a simple little braid. I don't think it's anything crazy, but it's not bad by any means. So I think I'll put it probably, below Chloe's maybe? Yeah, I think it goes right there. I think it's pretty simple. All right, now Citrinne's hair. I actually think this is another S tier, or I wish that was my hair tier. First off, so fluffy. Look at that. So much fluff. And she just has a stupid amount of stuff in her hair. She just got like the feather, whatever that gold thing is. She just has like stuff sticking out of her hair, looking like Anne from Amphibia, I swear. It's great. I love her hair. I think it's so good. I'm a big fan. Now moving on to Somme, we have Timerra, and she is, this one's actually really hard because her hair is so iconic. You know, it's got like the little stars in it. It's a great color, and I love the little circle accessories that she has. I don't really know what those are, but I think they're pretty cute. And I don't know if she's is she? Oh, it's borderline. This one's actually hard. Because it looks good on the model too, but I feel like her ponytail doesn't move around that much. It feels kind of static. So I think she's gonna go at the top of epic hair. I think, oh, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. She's almost here. I think she's at the top of epic hair though. Next up is Merrin's. I think it's fine. Yeah, it's pretty simple. I like that it like goes out to like a bit of a width around her head and then it's like kind of cuts back in. I like that a lot, but I think it's just a little too simple. I don't know, it doesn't really speak to me, it doesn't really stand out. So honestly, it doesn't look bad by any means, but it's just like, it's just not unique. It's just not, I don't know. I think it's better than Etie's, better than Amber's. I think Boucheron's was better. I think she'll be here. Yeah, I think she'll go there. Next is Panette. Panette's is pretty simple. I like the little ribbon that she has, and it definitely like helps out with her design a lot. But I think if we're just talking the hair, I think it's probably at the top of mid-tier. Maybe just, I don't know, Boucheron's is like clean. His is just so clean, but it's just not like unique enough. I think the accessory is what's gonna put her above old Bouche. But yeah, I think that's what we'll do for now. Next is Fogado, and he's easily, ooh. This is another hard one, because he's so fluffy, right? And he's got like the little crown underneath his hair. I really like that hairstyle, like the kind of like double split down, and it works so well in his model too. I think he actually might be above his sister. I think it's so simple, but like it just works so well on him. Like it's so clean, it looks amazing. Oh, this is tough. This is actually tough. I think it might just, but Timerra has so many good accessories too. I don't know. This one's actually hard, dude. The Sibbies are actually going at it. I don't know who to put above the other right now. Huh. They both have really good hair. Next up is Pandreo. And I thought his hair kind of looked stupid when I first saw it. And it kind of still does look stupid, but it's very unique. I like how it like crosses over itself. And now it has like, I almost want to say looking like little tree leaves sticking out. I actually like his hair. I think it's funny, but I don't think it's like great. I just think it's nice, right? It's easily recognizable. Like, if you saw him in a silhouette, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's Pandreo. You know, with half these other characters, you look at their hair and they're like, oh, that could be any other Fire character. But you look at this and like, oh yeah, that's Pandreo. Probably right here, actually. Yeah, I think just below male Alear's. I think that's a good spot for him. And now Bunet. Oh, Bunet. Probably the character I know the least about in this entire game. I think I've maybe seen like one or two of his supports. His hair, I think it's good. Like, it really works for his character, but it just doesn't do anything for me. It really doesn't. Like, it's very good, right? It's good. But I think it'd be funnier if he was bald. I really do. I don't dislike his hair, right? I'm not saying I dislike his hair by any means, but I think it'd be funnier if he was bald. I really do. I think, like, he needs a mustache. I actually do. You know, I'm thinking, like, Bunet and, like, crossover with Zeph from One Piece. Like if they give him a little bit of Zeph like mustache, then give him a chef hat. If he had a chef hat, he'd be an easily S. Literally, he should have had a chef hat or like a little chef beret or something. If he had a hat, he'd literally go skyrocket into up the best tier. But I think it'd be funny if he was Sneg. Honestly, I really do. Next up is Seadall's. I like Seadall's hair a lot. I think it's really good. I like his little headband. I like how just silky it looks. It doesn't look that fluffy, but it looks silky, right? And like in his model, it like always goes around. And it's one of the longer hair characters that I feel like doesn't look that weird. So he's definitely gonna go into epic hair. I think he might be right here. I think he's below Fogado and Timerra, but just above Clanne. You know, he lacks the fluffiness, but he has the silkiness. Like his hair is probably, without a doubt, the softest of the entire army. Yeah, I think I'd have to say that. I think his hair is probably the softest of the entire army. Next up is Ivy. I think her hair is fine. I think the accessory covering her head is a little strange. I actually don't really understand it. I like the design of it, but you can't really like see the hair because of it. So I don't know. I think it looks a little strange, but I think I just have to put her in mid. Yeah, I think her hair is fine. Again, it's a good color, but I don't know. I think the accessories drag it down for me. Zelkov. Okay, Zelkov, his character is sick, right? So cool. Basically just like a assassin, right? But his hair has got to be so greasy, dude. Surely. I like it. Like, it looks slick, but it feels like he's sweaty, right? It feels like he just walked out of a lake or something. And I don't hate that, because it kind of like works well into like his sort of vibe that he's given off. And while I do love Zelkov's character, I think his hair is just kind of okay. You know, I think it's just kind of gotta be right here. It's a little better than Ivy's, but I don't think it's anything to write home about. Kagetsu's. is really good. I think... Oh, this one's tough. He's up here for sure. He's definitely up in this range. I don't feel like I've had Kagetsu enough to appreciate his hairstyle, but it's so good. You know, like the back of it and how it parts and how it's like long on one way. I actually really like this hairstyle. I really do. I think it's right above Seadall's. I think it's really, really good. Super iconic, super recognizable, lots of attention to detail. I think it's got to be an epic hair, without a doubt. Next up is Hortensia's with her little double donut hair. There is a lot happening here with her freaking cotton candy, jingle bell, apple-in looking hair. And I don't really know how I feel about it, honestly. I think I'm gonna have to make a new tier for Hortensia. Yeah, I think I just gotta put her here. I don't know how I feel about it. I do think it's weird, like in her supports, because the model, like the way it moves, for some reason, one of the little loops constantly moves. And every time I see it, I always point it out, and I'm just like, why? Why is that a thing? I don't know. I don't know. Next up, we got Rosado. Rosado's is good. I think it suffers from the long hair syndrome where it just looks kind of silly, but I do like the top of it. I think it looks very clean. The little horn accessory, I guess, is fine. I like the little bow as well. I think it's good. I think it's got to go somewhere in cool hair. Probably, I don't know if I like it more than male ears. I think I'll actually have to put it here. I think I'll put it right there. It's better than Pandreo's, but not better than male ears. I think that's good for now. Next up is Goldmary's, and Goldmary's is decently simple. You know, nothing too crazy going on here. She's got the little bows on the side. I think it's just kind of simple and sweet, nothing too crazy. I think I'd put it probably right here. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Anna's is iconic. Now, I don't really care too much about Anna's character in this game. She seems a little gremlin-y. I don't hate her, but she's kind of like whatever. I like her hair, though. I think it's good. I like how it parts at the top and has like the little side things coming down, and the ponytail is always a classic. I think it's good. I think it's probably gonna go somewhere in cool hair. Probably... Ooh, I think it's actually better than male ears. Better than Lapis's. Better than Chloe's. Ooh, hold on. She's kind of like ranking up here. I think I'll put her there, though. I think I'll leave her there. Actually, you know what? No, I think I won't. I think Alcryst's hair like really works well into his personality, but if we're just thinking about the hair alone, but I guess it does kind of count into their personality just a little bit. So I think this is fine. I think this is fine. Yeah, that's fine. Now Yunaka's hair is really interesting because she's got like the little accessory stars in them, which I actually really didn't like at first. And it's super fluffy, but for some reason the model does not make it look fluffy. Like whenever she kills an enemy, she like always turns her back to you and like flips her knife upside down, and you can get a really good look at her hair and see how fluffy it is. But it just doesn't like look right, I guess? I don't know. I feel like it's really fluffy, but I feel like the model doesn't really do it justice. I don't know. It's like very thin at the top, but then very thick at the bottom. I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about this. I think I'll have to put it somewhere in cool hair because it doesn't look bad, right? I really like her color. So yeah, I think Larimar will probably be right there. I think that's fine, yeah. I do like the fluffiness at the end of the day. Next is Lumera. I think it's fine. You know, nothing too crazy. I think the little accessory veil thing she's got going on works as her appearance being a divine dragon. But I just don't think it's that interesting. You know, it just kind of feels like, hey, I'm the divine dragon. My hair is also very simple. I don't know. I think it's probably like kind of the same thing with Ivy. Like it doesn't look bad, but it's just kind of, I don't know. It's just kind of there. Veyle's hair is interesting. Freaking mint chocolate chip mix. And it like just goes way too long. Like her hair goes all the way down to her feet and then it like drifts back up. And that looks kind of nasty on the model, but I don't think it's awful. You know, she hasn't had a haircut ever, probably. So I like the little accessories too. This one's definitely almost seems like a too much happening thing, but it's not quite in Hortensia tier. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is too much happening because she's got like the little things at the top. It's got so many colors, goes all the way down. And like whenever she moves in battle, it like shifts so much. So yeah, I think I'll put it in too much happening. As for Zephia / Zelestia, I was never that big a fan on her design. I thought it was interesting how she also had like blue and red eyes, kind of like Alear, but it never like came up in the plot. I guess it's because she's a mage dragon and she's got like the horns going on, but her hair is pretty simple. I think it's again kind of like Ivy Lumera syndrome, where it's just like pretty simple without the horns, but I think it probably goes above them because I do like how it like passes over one of her eyes. I think that's kind of cool. So yeah, I think I'll put it right there. Next up, we got Griss and Gregory. This is definitely at least in cool hair, without a doubt. The only question is where, because it's fluffy, but it also looks like, kind of has like that Zelkov syndrome where it looks like it could be like very sweaty at times. I think it's good though. Oh, I do think it's good. Oh, it's going up. I think it's right here. Yeah, I think it's got to go right there. It is really good. Next up is Marnie / Madeline, and I like her hair. I think it's kind of cool. She's got like the big old hat, the big old little ribbons. It's kind of like a, I guess, gothic style is what you would call it, I guess. And she has like the little bang over her eye, the little curls that come down. There's a lot happening here, but it's not too much happening. I think it's good. I think it actually might go into epic hair. Probably at the bottom though. Yeah, I think right there is good. I think it's good. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of her character, but I think she can go right there. Next up is Mavier, and Mavier's hair is pretty clean, right? Kind of goes up, and he has like the little sort of sideburns, and then he's got like the little crown. I think his is definitely good. It's not like too crazy, but I think I'd probably put her right there. Yeah, I think that's good for him. Okay, we're about to quickly get into the NPC rankings. Except this list actually forgot 3 characters. They forgot Linden, Saphir, and Queen Sephoria. So, I don't know why they forgot 2 of the playable characters. But Linden, he's going to go at the very bottom of mid. So, you know, he's an old guy. His hair is kind of boring. Yeah, Saphir, she's going to go right above Jade because it's pretty similar to Jade's hairstyle with the ponytail and whatnot. But I just think the hair color is a bit cooler. And as for Queen Sephoria, she's going to go in between Vander and Clanne because I love her hairstyle and her hat is awesome. Next up is Morian, and his is fine, I guess. He's got like just a king hair. There's nothing too crazy. I don't know. I think I'd probably put it like right here. That's fine. Next up is King Hyacinth, and his is like kind of cool. And I kind of wanted to be bald because it'd be funny if he's like old and bald and gross and nasty because I hate him and he's so annoying. But I think it's fine. I think it actually looks pretty clean. He'll probably be at the top of mid tier actually. Yeah, I think that's a good place for him. Now Sombron's an interesting one because you can't really see his hair that well. You can only really see it from the back. It's like kind of whatever. But he's got like all the accessories that kind of go along with it, which stand out a lot more. And it helps him look very sinister, but, you know, there's not a lot of hair that's visible. So I feel like it can't really be above mid hair. I think I'll probably put it here. I swear it's just like the syndrome of like these 4 characters. They're all very similar. Next is Jean, and I love his hat. I love his hat. Again, he doesn't have that much hair visible, but it's pretty simple. I think it's like a smaller version of like Fogado's hair when you see him in the overworld, but the hat really does add on a lot of personality. But it's a little silly looking, you know. I don't think it's like a really cool hat like Framme's, but he'll be an epic hair just because of the hat alone. But I think he's gonna be at the bottom of epic hair. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for the boy. Next up is Queen Ev, and her hairstyle is basically just Jade's. Is it not? I feel like it's just kind of just like Jade's, but like there's just more to it. So yeah, I think it's just right there. And then finally we have Palardo 2, aka Naloose, and his hair is whatever. You know, it's probably at the bottom of mid. I don't really care. You know what? I'm gonna shove him in rather be bald because who cares? Why is he like the one like detailed NPC that's in a cutscene? Why even bother with this? Next we have Nil, aka Rafal, and I think his hair is really good. It looks super soft, right? Like in the cutscenes when it flows around, it just looks insanely soft, and I actually really like his hair a lot. It's got like that sort of whitish, pinkish color. He's got like the little accessories. I think it's good. I think it's good. I'll probably put him, and since I have to put in Nil in editing, I can't really order him in the tier, so he'll probably just belong in cool hair. And I think Nell will also just be in cool hair. I don't think either of their hairs is like anything to write home about. I think it's just good. You know, Nell's is kind of similar to Nil's. It covers up her face a little bit more, which is cool. You know, kind of works in for a character. Got a similar little headband accessory in the back, and it just parts a little differently from Nil's. It definitely looks soft, but not as soft as Nil's, so yeah, I guess they'd probably be like next to each other. And if I had to order them in this tier, I'd say they'll probably be, I think I'd put both of them in between Alear and Mavier, but put Rafal's above Nell's. I think that'll be good. And yeah, that's all the characters from Engage. There are still the emblems and the DLC emblems. I'm not going to rate them because I just wanted to rate the Engage characters. I guess that's the tier list. So yeah, thanks for listening to my opinions. That's all this is. You know, this is not an objective tier list by any means. You can have completely different thoughts on these characters' hairs, and maybe I just have bad taste, you know? Let me know what you think about these characters' hairstyles. And maybe we'll have some actual better tier lists coming in the future, but I just wanted to have a silly one, you know? I just felt like making this just out of the blue. So there we go. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you all later. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.